A lot of the background music in my videos come from this website, Incomptech, and the music is all done by a gentleman. His name is Kevin McLeod, I believe is how you say his name. I hope I'm not butchering that. He does a lot of fantastic royalty-free music. He releases under the Creative Commons for you to use at no cost. You can go and donate some money if you do use a lot of his music, which I do recommend doing if you do use his music, just to show your appreciation and help support him. But he's got everything organized in different categories here, and once you pick a category, you can go through and click play and listen to some music, and then download the MP3 if you want to use that song. And a couple days ago, all you have to do is give him credit, of course, for his music. So I created a little animation a couple days ago. This is it here. And basically, it's something I created just so I can tack on the end of my videos to give him credit. And I posted that on my YouTube and on my website. You can download not only the OGG file for this, but the blend file for Blender as well, so you can modify it. But someone asked me to do a tutorial on how I made that, and also Kevin also asked me if I could do a shorter video, about a second and a half long, that he can share with other people so they can post it onto their videos. Yes to both. So I figure I'll kill two birds with one stone. I will create Kevin another little animation, and I will also record how I do it so that people know how I do it. Of course, this is not the default view. Watch my basic videos on Blender on how to split your screen and do other basic stuff like that. But let's start. In my top view here, I'm going to just hit spacebar, and I am going to add some text. There's the text there. I'm going to click now on our F9 edit window here, and I'm going to click center to center the text. Excuse me. Then I'm going to click load here for fonts. And I'm going to go to my desktop. I have a few fonts on my desktop that I like to use. And I will go here. And I believe Birth of a Hero is the font that I was using in the previous video. You can see it's changed a little bit. Actually, that may have not been the one I used. I think that's one I've been using a lot lately. Oh, PK & Co. That's an interesting looking text. But this is how you load text. This is kind of a fancy font here, kind of cursive. When you're picking out a font, you want one that looks good but also is easy to read. There we go. That's one I was using. Bleeding Cowboys. It's a TTF file. You can Google fonts and find fonts online, and make sure you read the website for rights on the fonts, that you have the rights to use them. Now also, I'm going to click on this little package, and what that does is it adds the font file to the Blender file, so if I share the Blender file, I don't have to share the separate TTF file. It will be packaged into the Blender file. Next, I can come up here, have your cursor up over here, and hit tab, and you can change the words. I can just type music by. I'm going to hit tab to have edit mode, and at this point I'm going to hit R for rotate, X for axis, and I'm going to hit 90, type 90 and hit enter, and it turned it so that we can see the words in the front view here. Now I'm going to hit Shift 0. That's 0 on your number pad here to move the camera view to the front view, and I'm going to also hit 1 a few more times. There we go, to get back into a regular front view here. Now we still have the words here, but they're kind of flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit extrude, and you can see it made it a little bit wider. I put it at 0.1. Bigger the number, the larger it is. See, the deeper it is, you can see it getting bigger here. And lower the number, the smaller it is. So I'm going to, in this case, actually 0.2 might look good. Now I'm also going to take I'm going to right click on my lamp here and move that. I'm going to hit G to grab it and move it over here so that the light's in front of the object, or otherwise it would be dark. And now I'm going to go back over here to my shading editor, which is F5, and I'm going to go to world. I'm going to click this blue color here, which is the default, and make it black. I'm going to hit F12 at this point. We can see what we've got so far. There we go. We've got our words here. They're kind of dark, and that's just because of the positioning of the light. But we're going to also be repositioning the words a little bit. So I am going to click the words here. I'm going to hit S to scale and scale them down a little bit. And I'm going to G and grab it in the front view here and move it up. I'm going to now hit spacebar and add another text. You can see in the top view here, once again, we're going to go to F9, center. I can choose a font here, Bleeding Cowboy. I'm going to extrude this actually a few more times. And I'm going to hit tab here. And I'm going to put the name of his website, which is http://incomtech.com. I'm going to hit tab to get out of edit mode. I'm going to hit R for rotate, X for X axis, and hit 90 to turn it 90 degrees. Looking good. It's going out of the camera view here. So let's hit S to scale that down. And I'm actually going to scale it down a little bit more. When you're looking at the frame, this second dyed frame is what's going to be, everything's going to be rendered inside that. I'm going to hit G and pull that down a little bit. And next I'm going to add another text. Once again, center it, choose your font, which is in the drop down after you load it once. I'm going to extrude that one a few times. And I'm actually going to extrude, I might want like a deep look to these, so I'm going to extrude them all a few times. Maybe not that much. Right there. And now I'm going to hit tab to edit the words here. And his name is Kevin. Be easier to see if I rotate it, so I'm going to rotate it now. I'm going to hit RX90 and hit enter to confirm that. Let me just check on his website here to confirm how McLeod is spelt. There we go. Okay. I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to click on the word, hit tab, space, Mac, capital L, E-O-D. Looking good. There we go. It's going out of our frame a little bit. Scale it down. I'm going to grab the Income Tech here, maybe put it up higher. That doesn't look too good. Right, like that. Let's hit F12 and see how that renders out. Looking good. A little dark, but we haven't really messed with the lighting yet. And let's grab the lighting. And actually, if you pull the lighting further back, it will make it brighter because it will spread the light out some. Looking good. Let's actually give the words some material. Material is something you can mess with for a long time. I'm going to try to do something simple here. I'm just going to add, and I want to try, I want it kind of reflective looking. The only problem is there's nothing to reflect. So if I make it reflective looking, it may just make it black since the background's black. But let's turn on this here, turn up the reflectiveness of it and hit F12. So far we're just changing the words of his name. Make sure that doesn't look too dark. Yeah, you can see it's darker than the others. Let's turn that off actually. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a texture online real quick. I'm just going to Google metal. And I'm going to click images. And we got a different, maybe if I do metal texture. There we go, we got a few different metal looking things here. When you're choosing something, once again, make sure you have the rights to use it. And I'm just going to choose one of these. Okay.